When you hear the word sexism, you may picture this or this. But there are less blatant signs of sexism, which can be insidious and damaging, like being accused of being too emotional, or receiving openly praise for doing mundane busy work, distracting from the fact that you don't get the tougher projects. This kind of sexism can be referred to as the second-generation gender bias. As it is subtle, it is much more difficult to identify and define as harassment in the workplace. There is also what is referred to as benevolent sexism. This type of sexism is patronizing towards women with the assumption that they need a man's help and protection. Benevolent sexism can be quite unintentional, coming from a well-meaning man, but it undercuts the woman's perceived competence and makes it harder for her to advance. Subtle sexism can hurt. In fact, a study released in August found out that low-intensity sexism is just as detrimental to women in the workplace as overt harassment and discrimination. As the subject of subtle sexism, women can feel bad about themselves, which can limit their potential. It is hard for them to cope with the everyday subtle slights and gendered expectations. So, how can we stop further promotion of covert sexism in the workplace? Debunk the myths. Myth: business is just for the boys. Our patriarchal society structure reinforced the stereotype of men as businessmen and women as mothers who should be staying at home with the children. Fact is, companies with boards that include at least 3 women outperform those with no women board directors at all. Myth: women are more sensitive and emotional than men. There is a significant bias in the workplace that a woman's sensitivity sets them up for not being able to handle those tough situations, which impedes their chances for advancement. Fact is, sensitivity is subject to one's personality and therefore should not be associated only to the gender of a woman. Research shows businesses are more profitable with a gender-equal workplace. Gil Greer, Chief Executive of the National Council of Women in New Zealand, says national and international research shows if you have more women on the board or in senior leadership positions, you have lower turnover, higher profitability, and the company does better.